I were a man of violence, I'd beat your brains out.
Now, back to the main event, the Ultimate Fight Show on 740 The Game.
It's Vale Tudo Radio. It's the Ultimate Fight Show, live 740 The Game, your source for all things mixed martial arts. My name's Dave. My co-host standing next to me holds a black belt in every single martial art known to man. It is New Guy Bry. What's going on, mate?
Is it April 3rd yet? I'm ready, buddy.
You ready for that Art of Fighting 7 down in Tampa?
I'm going. Let's find out who won the prize pack. Maybe I can get somebody to give me a ride home after too much drinking that night.
Yeah, congratulations to April in Orlando. She won the 2 tickets to the Art of Fighting 7 prize package plus the 2 T-shirts. When you get the tickets and you go to the event, show them your tickets and you will get 2 T-shirts from Mark Serquez himself. Now, we do have a very special guest on the Ultimate Fight Show tonight. It is none other than UFC middleweight contender, Chael Sonnen. What's going on, Chael?
Hey, guys, nothing. Just enjoying a nice day here in Oregon.
Hey, welcome to the Ultimate Fight Show on 740 The Game.
I appreciate it. It's good to be here.
Man, congratulations on your win over Nate Marquardt. You rode him like a pony out in front of Kmart, my friend.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it worked out well for me. I'm still in pain from it, though. He put about 25 stitches throughout the course of my head, from the top of my head, the forehead, to my nose. So I'm still in a little bit of pain, but I did get the win. I appreciate it.
I'll tell you what, man, that was one quick, short elbow, and it opens you up, man, but you still had that fight. Let me ask you this, though. At the end of the fight, I know you've been asked this question numerous times, but I got to know, how close were you at the end with that guillotine? How bad was it?
It was horrible. It was very close. I felt like I was in it for about 3 minutes. I watched it on video. It's probably closer to 15 seconds or less even, but it was really close. I was reaching under. I was going to try to fight hands and grab fingers, and I couldn't find any of his fingers. They'd all 10 of them had disappeared. I couldn't get my hands on anything, and I was just hanging on. I
guarantee you that you could have heard a quarter drop in that place at that time.
Yeah, you probably could. I think a lot of people were holding tickets that they thought were going to become winners, and some were holding bet tickets that thought were going to become losers. But I made it through.
I tell you what, man, I got to be honest with you, Chael. I've been a big fan of yours, but I didn't give you a chance in the Nate Marquardt fight, but you pulled it out. I don't think a lot of people were planning on you dominating Nate Marquardt the way you did. 25 stitches, a small price to pay for becoming the #1 contender.
Well, I would agree. If I had to do it again, I'd take the stitches and advance in the bracket to the finals like I have. So, yeah, all in all, it ended up being a good night. It was really hard preparation for him, and, I was kind of in the same shoes as you, where you didn't know if I had what it took to get there and get the job done. I didn't know either. He's a tough guy. It's a hard name when it pulls out of the hat and they call you to fight Nate Marquardt, but that's the business we're in, so you work as hard as you can and show up and try your best and every now and then.
Well, you know what, Chael? If I have to have my crystal ball out right now, I think that not only will you win that belt, I think that you're going to be a very dominant champion, and I think it's going to be real hard to take it from you. Let me ask you this, man. What's going on with Damian Maia being picked to fight Anderson Silva? Give me your thoughts on that, man.
Well, first, that was a very nice thing to say, so thank you for the compliment. And, with Maia, that fight's going to happen sooner or later. Those two are going to match up, whether it's for the title or they just match up somewhere else along the line. That fight's going to happen. I like it from a fan perspective. I want to see them get matched up. I want to see what happens there. Maia definitely has a way to win. I think it's a bit of a long shot, but he certainly has a way to go. He's got enough of a chance to win that we're all going to tune in to see it.
And I think that's what everybody said when Talis Latis was matched up with him. I think that everybody thought, okay, here we go. We have a real contender for the belt, and then it just didn't happen. I think we're going to have a repeat of that latest fight.
We certainly could. I don't know a whole bunch about Talis. I really didn't tune into him until he was in the championship match, and I got to see a countdown show and some highlights of him fighting. So I don't know. It could be. As I understand it, Talis is really good at the same thing Maia's really good at. And you're right. He he wasn't good enough at getting the takedown. If you can't get Anderson down, boy, you're not going to beat him. So I don't know if Maia's takedown skills are good enough. Maybe they are. I'm pulling for him to maybe show us some weaknesses, if not to be able to upset him. So
yeah, and then on the other side of the token, a lot of people are going to be counting out Maia because of that performance with Marquardt, because of that quick punching out. But you know what? You got to kind of give it to Maia. I'm sure he's learned from that. Let's not go running in with your chin up. And I think that as long as he does get Anderson Silva to the ground, I think he's a much better ground fighter than Leites was.
Yeah, sure. I don't know that his takedowns are any better than Anderson's. I don't know that his takedowns are better than Anderson's defense to takedowns. But I don't know. I mean, that's why I'm going to tune in to find out the answers to those questions. So we'll see what happens. But I'm with you. Just because he walked into a big right hand one time, you certainly can't judge a guy's career based on 29 seconds fight.
Exactly. Now, I have another question for you that you've probably been asked a million times, but I've got to personally know because I'm a big fan of anybody in this sport or any other sport that speaks their mind and speaks the truth regardless. And so I got to know about the comments you made about Anderson Silva being able to speak fluent English. Is this something that's true? I'm just from my point of view, I would just like to know, is that something that's true? He can speak fluent English?
100% true. I have had conversations with Anderson. Everybody in the back knows he speaks English.
That's funny.
Everybody with the UFC knows he speaks English. The only question is, why does he refuse to talk to his fans, and why does he refuse to talk to reporters? The obvious guess is he doesn't like you. He doesn't like his fans. That's the obvious guess. That doesn't mean it's true. Maybe this is some marketing ploy. I really don't know. But yes, to answer your question, he speaks English.
That's good, man. I love it. And I also love people that are not afraid to speak that kind of thing, man. Now, listen, you're going to get to hear, I actually wanted you to hear this portion because there's a special appearance in this portion. And what it is, this is the segment that we call What You Got to Say Now. Now, this is, the first one on What You Got to Say Now is going to be Michael Bisping just before his fight with Dan Henderson.
Nobody thinks that I can beat Dan Henderson, and to be honest, it's not bothering me. It makes me laugh. I'm as hungry as ever. I want to beat Dan Henderson. If he takes me lightly, that'll be his biggest mistake. If I go out there and fight the way I know I can fight, it's a walk in the park.
Yeah, thanks for that, Bisping. Now we have Tito Ortiz about his fight with Forrest Griffin.
We'll see what type of heart he really has. I'm back in the UFC for one reason, to get my world title back. And the first step starts tonight. I'm going to try to hurt him. I'm going to go for blood. I ain't looking for submissions. I'm going to look for hurting him. When I cave his face in, people are going to know I'm back.
Well, what you got to say now, Tito?
Forrest came out with a lot of heart. He came in here in his own home and he had nothing to lose. He said he had a broken foot. I had maybe half of a sparring session one day. I wasn't able to spar at all. I ain't gonna pull out of fights even when I'm injured. I come in here, I step in, I fight no matter what. Forrest put on a great show tonight.
What was the injury that you had?
I had a bulging disc, torn out was a C11, C6, or C6, C7. That was fine though. Now you gotta check it out. I want to see somebody fight with a cracked skull. I came in, I stepped in with a cracked skull. That's why I've had a black eye this whole time.
We're wearing a cup, so fire away.
You pervert!
740 The Game.
Play hard.